Let's make some fucking lineups. Big winner. I love those Buffalo Bills. I love you, Isaiah McKenzie. But again, I had to share the goddamn 100,000. Pisses me off. So we need to hone our skills. Brought to you by the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. We're sitting at 21,151. I lost $80 today. Pisses me the fuck off. Let's get that shit up to 25 because you people need to look at dirty Disney books. They're the shit. I'm the shit. Let's make some fucking lineups, bitches. All right. Saints, 49ers. They're playing a fucking football game. You know how we roll. We like to go negative first. I like to go backwards when I make my lineups. I like to get through the deficits. I like to see who the top fucking core cards are. We got Debo Samuel in the captain spot. We got Christian McCaffrey. We got Mr. Ali Boom fucking Kamara over here. Fuck that guy. All right. Chris Olave first after Kamara. Then we got Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G. The chicks love the Jimmy G. Showed him at the fucking Golden State Warriors game. Chicks were loving the Jimmy G. I mean, look, you're almost kind of put in a position to root for the fucking guy. He was fucking, they were driving his ass out of San Francisco. And they said, oh shit, man, he's Trey Lance. We finally realized that Trey Lance weighs a buck 50. A good win might fucking take out Trey Lance. We might have fucked up here. So Jimmy G could get his ring. Walk his ass away from the Niners, say, all right, now fuck you motherfuckers. I'm going to go get a fucking contract with another team. It's an interesting story if you're following it. And if you're not, go fuck yourself. Right. Taysom Hill, that motherfucker. Every time you don't put, you know what it is? Taysom Hill's one of those fucking guys that when you put him in a lineup, of course he'll do dick. But when you ignore him and say fuck him, he's not going to do shit today. That's when he blows your ass up for like 30 fucking points, cunt. I'm watching the boys. So I'm saying cunt a lot. Diabolical. Jarvis fucking Landry. Eli Mitchell. How captain was my captain. Who will be the optimal captain? What's the matter, guy? My doggy's having a play date. My play date has worn my dog out, so she's now passed out on the ground here, right by my feet. And her friend's like, come on, wake up, I want to fucking play. Kai, if only you were good at making lineups. And counting Bouguet. We're making lineups and counting Bouguet. Did I use Will Lutz already? Yes, we did. So now we use the Saints D. Yeah, it used to be defenses were never winning captains, but this fucking year, defense has been putting a lot of money in a lot of motherfuckers' pockets. Not mine. Other fucking smarter people. All right. Adam fucking Troutman. Guy should have been a professional fisherman. Rahid Shaheed. Rahid Shaheed. All right, let's do this shit. Do this shit right. Do this shit tight. Let's make some money and counting boogie. Top card in the deck in this particular round, Christian McCaffrey. Rushed the ball 7 times for 39 yards in Monday's win over the Cardinals. He added 7 receptions on 7 targets for 67 yards. McCaffrey was bottled up on the ground and held under 40 rushing yards for the second consecutive game. He managed to salvage some fantasy value with his work as a pass catcher, as he finished second on the team in targets and tied for the team in receptions. Given the blowout nature of the game, McCaffrey earned only 4 touches in the second half, which also cut into his production. Even so, he's now managed to top 100 total yards in 2 of his 3 games as a Niner. You know what? I don't like that. Gotta be honest. I'm pulling that fucking Chargers. Fucking. Don't be careless with your fucking bankroll. What are we learning here? Don't be careless. Pulling that fucking Chargers game. 1 second here. It's bugging me. Where's the Charger game? There it is. All right. Don't blow out your bankroll until you're ready. Don't be careless. Don't be fucking careless. What we learned. There we go. Get the balance back. There we go. All right. Good for me. Good for everybody. Sorry about that. All right. We know McCaffrey's a top card. Debo Samuel is listed as questionable for Sunday's game against the Saints. Samuel missed week 8 with a hamstring injury, then returned after a week 9 bye. Didn't have any limitations in practice ahead of the last 2 games. The hamstring is apparently bothering him again, but he seems more than likely not to play. But he seems more likely than not to play. What the fuck does that mean? As he logged limited practices Wednesday and Thursday and looked good at Friday's practice. In the event Samuels made inactive ahead of the kickoff, the Niners would have Juwan Jennings, Ray McLeod, and Danny Gray as their depth options at receiver behind Brandon Ayuk. All right, we got to keep an eye on that fucking pain in the ass. Alvin Ali Kamara doesn't have an injury designation for Sunday's game at San Francisco. The Saints listed Kamara as a full participant Friday after he missed practice Thursday. Through multiple reporters said the running back left Friday's session early. Regardless, head coach Dennis Allen doesn't expect the illness to affect Kamara on Sunday, with the Saints apparently confident enough to leave their lead rusher off the final injury report. Meanwhile, top backup Mark Ingram, who missed the past 3 games with a knee injury, is listed as questionable. You prick. Jimmy G. Garoppolo completed 20 of 29 passes for 228 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions in Monday's win over Arizona. Garoppolo top 2 passing touchdowns in a regular season game for the first time since week 6 of the 2020 campaign. He found Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle each for a pair of scores, which came from 7, 39, 13, and 32 yards. Garoppolo was denied a bigger game from the yardage perspective by game script, as he attempted only 8 passes in the second half but was held for a majority of the fourth quarter. While this was an outlier performance for Garoppolo, he does have multiple touchdown throws in 5 of his last 6 games. All right, Garoppolo. Andy Dalton was 21 of 25 for 260 yards and 3 touchdowns during Sunday's victory over the Rams. Amid speculation about whether Jameis Winston should take over at New Orleans starting quarterback, Dalton responded with his best outing of the season, Week 11. Despite taking 3 sacks while working behind a patchwork offensive line, the 35-year-old was able to complete all but 4 of his pass attempts to face of the Rams pass rush headlined by Aaron Donald. The quarterback also threw a game-long 53-yard touchdown pass to Chris Olave down the middle of the field in the third quarter, putting the Saints up 24-14. While this performance shouldn't secure Dalton's starting job for the time being, he's set for another tough test next week against the 49ers. Chris Olave caught 5 of 6 targets for 102 yards and 1 touchdown during Sunday's victory over the Rams. Olave led the Saints in receptions and receiving yards with the team's pass-catching core at full strength, outside of Deontay Harry and Michael Thomas. Both were out on IR. After catching his lone target of the first half for 12 yards, first-round rookie logged 3 receptions of 14 yards or more in the second half. Olave also reeled in a 53-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Andy Dalton in the third quarter, marking the wideout's longest reception of the season. This game represents a resurgent performance for Dalton and the entire New Orleans passing offense, though it could be tough replicating these results next week against the 49ers. Well, right off the bat, let's cut Samuel. And if given a choice, out of all these cards, I'm going to cut Kamara. Which we got a San Fran. So we got Robbie Gould, 1 for 1 on field goal attempts and 5 for 5 on extra point tries in Monday's win over the Cardinals. San Francisco's revamped offense moved the ball with ease on Arizona's defense, resulting in plenty of low-pressure kicks for Gould in the blowout victory. The 39-year-old is putting together another reliable season with an 82% conversion rate on field goals while converting 96% of his PATs. Gould carries a high fantasy floor to Sunday's tilt against the Saints. 18, 25, 39, 41, 48, 54, 60, 69, 73. So Robbie Gould's got 73 points this year. What's the Niners defense got? 17, 20, 21, 23, 33, 38, 58, 59. 59 and 8 is how much? 67, 77, 79, 79, 84 fucking points. Ooh, am I wrong? Let's take a look at the bottom of the barrel. Charlie fucking Warner. Right now, the Niners are the fucking best team in football, I would say. Tay Martin. Fucking October. No, I'm not reading old stories anymore. Jazz Newsome. That's recent. Signed to the practice squad. Newsome was cut from the Chiefs practice squad after being waived by the Bears, who drafted the wideout in the 6th round of the 2021 draft. The second-year wideout caught 2 passes over 3 games during his rookie campaign, but has yet to appear in a contest during the 2022 season. Jordan Mason rushed 4 times for 14 yards in Sunday's win over the Cardinals. Mason was able to finally get some offensive running garbage time after serving exclusively on special teams this season. The carries and yardage both represented new highs for the undrafted rookie. Mason will resume seeing the majority of his snaps on special teams when the Niners take on the Saints this Sunday. Looking for that sleeper. David Johnson reverted to the practice squad. Johnson was elevated on the first possible opportunity after signing with the New Orleans practice squad Wednesday. Hauling in his lone target for 11 yards and rushing once for a 4-yard loss week 11. The veteran running back also played 10 of the team's 57 offensive snaps, slotting in behind Alvin Kamara and ahead of special teamer Dwayne Washington. Johnson should stand to see similar usage if number 2 running back Mark Ingram remains out week 12 against San Fran. All right, this guy got his first game in there. Good old David Johnson. I mean, he's used to be good. Old story from Halloween. Sorry, Keith. Old story from Halloween. Ross Dwelly. Kiss a dick. Jordan Matthews. Nothing. Kevin White failed to secure either of his 2 targets during Sunday's loss to the Steelers. The 30-year-old served as the Saints' number 3 wideout with Marquez Callaway marked as a healthy scratch Sunday. White played a season-high 66% of New Orleans' offensive snaps behind rookie Chris Olave and veteran Jarvis Landry, who was returning after missing the last 5 weeks with an ankle injury. While he still finished with fewer targets than tight ends Juwan Johnson and Adam Troutman, White's playing time can indicate an increased role in Week 11 against the Rams, but it didn't. So fuck your mother. Ray failed to catch his lone target in Monday's win over the Cardinals. McLeod logged 7 snaps on offense while serving as the usual role as the team's primary kick returner. All right, that's a good one. The veteran wideout was coming off a nice 3-game stretch where he averaged 36.3 receiving yards and scored 1 touchdown before Monday's 0. McLeod's minimal role in offense makes him a fantasy afterthought heading into Week 12 matchup against the Saints Sunday. Point is, the man's had good games. He's definitely a thought. Definitely a thought. All right, we still got guys to look at here, though. Still have candidates from the stockpile. Kirk Merritt, Dirty Harry. Hey, Mikey T. Sorry, Mikey T. Oh, oh. She loves you, baby. Take you guys for a walk upstairs in a little while, all right? In a little while. Tyrion Davis Price has been ruled inactive for Monday's game against the Cardinals. Davis Price saw his playing time fall off Week 8. It'll be a healthy scratch with the second game in a row, with the rookie sideline Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, and Jordan Mason, who once again slot in as the Niners' top three running backs Week 11. Davis Price's next opportunity to suit up will come against the Saints on Sunday. Sunday. Dwayne Washington did not record a rush on 4 offensive snaps during Sunday's loss against Pittsburgh. Washington almost exclusively played on special teams during the Saints' lackluster offensive performance against Pittsburgh. The 28-year-old didn't have a chance to capitalize on the continued absence of number 2 rusher Mark Ingram, as New Orleans rushed for just 29 yards on 15 team carries. Washington logged just one more offensive snap than the practice squad running back Jordan Howard, and neither figured to play a significant role against the Rams next Sunday. Well. Danny fucking Gray, full participant in Friday's practice. Gray hurt his ankle in warm-ups prior to Sunday's game against the Chargers and did not play a snap. However, he's now on track to return to see the field Monday against Arizona after turning in a full practice Friday. He's battled a hip injury and an illness as well this season, limiting him to only 6 targets and no catches across 5 games. Fuck your mother, you suck. Yeah, old news. Lucas Krull. All right, what do we got? Tevin Coleman, nothing. Adam Prentice. Signed to their active roster from the team's practice squad. Prentice officially joined New Orleans' active roster Friday, after he had already been promoted a maximum of 3 times earlier this season. The 25-year-old is now slated to command the team's fullback duties for the remainder of the 22 campaign, starting Sunday against the Steelers. He's doing anything? Nothing. Nothing from nothing means nothing. Then we got the juice. Derek Gore re-signed to the practice squad Wednesday. Gore officially signed with the New Orleans practice squad last Wednesday before being cut by the team Tuesday. While the 27-year-old running back was not elevated during the team's Week 10 loss to the Steelers, he'll land back on the team's practice squad along with fellow veteran David Johnson, who was also signed Wednesday, with number 2 running back Mark Ingram expected to remain out at least one more week, and Dwayne Washington apparently relegated to the special teams role. Gore and Johnson could jockey for a spot on the team's game day roster during Sunday's game against the Rams. And finally, the Juice. Full practice Wednesday. Juice suffered a finger injury Week 7 against the Chiefs and was forced to sit out Week 8 against the Rams. However, the Niners' Week 9 bye gave the fullback time to get healthy and it appears on track to return against the Chargers. Fuck him. I want David Johnson. It's either David Johnson or fucking Ray Ray. For some fucking crazy reason. But he's back on the practice squad. So Ray Ray. I think it's Ray Ray fucking McLeod. He's still the returner. He's still a returner. Yep. Ray Ray. Do it. Gonna do it till you say screw it. All right. So we're gonna lose here. Who do we lose here? We lose Kamara. Still got 13 G's to make up for. And out of this whole pile, let's lose McCaffrey. You can get Kittle and take a punt. Let's see what we got here. Brandon Ayuk recorded 2 receptions on 4 targets at 20 yards and 2 touchdowns in Monday's win over the Cardinals. Ayuk saw his lowest target totals since Week 5, as each of Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle played a more prominent role in the passing attack. Even so, Ayuk managed a strong fantasy performance by tallying touchdowns on each of his receptions from 7 and 13 yards away, respectively. Ayuk now has 5 touchdowns across the last 5 games, and he's also topped 80 receiving yards on 4 occasions in that span. I'm telling you, Ayuk is a fucking beast, but we can't get him without. We got 78 there, so let's go. George Kittle recorded 4 receptions on 6 targets for 84 yards and 2 touchdowns in Monday's win over the Cardinals. Kittle turned in a long touchdown receptions of 39 and 32 yards to account for the majority of his production. He showcased his athleticism on each occasion, picking up the majority of his yardage after the catch while weaving through Arizona's defense. As a result, he was able to top 50 yards for only the 3rd time this season. While Kittle remains a highly efficient pass catcher, the Niners have an array of offensive weapons, which limits his volume on a game-to-game basis. Fuck that shit. He's a beast. Now, what's going on, motherfucking Questionable for Sunday's game against the Niners. Limited practice participation Wednesday through Friday leaves Ingram truly questionable ahead of the 4 p.m. kickoff. He missed the past 3 games with an MCL sprain and might be the only third rushing option behind Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill if he plays this weekend. Ingram's replacements, Dwayne Washington and Jordan Howard, combined for 5 touches over the past 3 games. Dwayne Washington, Jordan Howard. I didn't see Jordan Howard's name down here. Am I fucking crazy? Or is he further up the ladder here? I would have seen Jordan Howard. Dwayne Washington. I mean, they're pretty much telling you Taysom Hill's the backup running back, so fuck, I'm going Ray Ray. Motherfucking Ray Ray McLeod. That's my punt. Oh, you fucking cunt. Don't fucking do this shit with the current. The glitch in the fucking system. For some dumb, cock-sucking fucking reason, they do this to me occasionally on a fucking lineup. It really pisses me off. What can I do? Let it burn. All right. Kittle. What we do? Kittle and Ray Ray. She's so fucking stupid. I'm sitting here making fucking lineups, and okay, oh no, there's a restriction. Fucking glitch. Like a glitch in the fucking system. I want to fucking snap. Put the fucking lineups in, you cunt. Sorry. Occasionally I have a bout of mental lapse. All right, let's have a smoke here and cheer up. I love you, Kai. Oh, I love you too, girl. Oh, you good girl. Oh, you good girl. You good girl. All right, let me make a lineup. Shut up. Get out of here. Go play with baby. I'll take you for a walk in a few minutes. Shut up. All right. We've got alley box here, so we're gonna get rid of Samuel and get rid of McCaffrey, leaving us 8,400. Let's take a look at the kickers before we just. Oh, Brandon Ayuk. But before we decide that, let's take a look at our kickers. We looked at Robbie Gould, high fantasy floor. We looked at Will Lutz, converted both of his field goal attempts and went 3 for 3 on extra point tries during Sunday's win against the Rams. Lutz matched his total number of kicking attempts across 2 previous outings as the Saints offense bounced back after scoring just 2 touchdowns in as many weeks. The 28-year-old is also logged. God damn it. The 28-year-old has also logged more than 4 total kicking attempts for the 5th time through 11 games. And he's now gone 15 for 20 on field goal attempts while converting all 21 of his extra point tries this season. New Orleans may try out Lutz for more field goals if the team's offensive struggles pop back up against San Francisco's stout defense. Week 12. I could fit both kickers. Or we can go Ayuk and Ray Ray. I'm going to go for balls because if you look at my winning lineup, what do you see here? No fucking kickers. So occasionally, you got to say fuck it all. Take the punt. Ray Ray, I need you to come through for me. All right. Jimmy G. We'll lose Samuel first. And then we're going to lose McCaffrey. Leaving us enough for Ayuk. Oh, I know what we're doing here. Ayuk is a beast. Especially. What do we got here? Traquan Smith. This guy hasn't done shit in a long time. Logged 0 targets during Sunday's loss to the Steelers. Smith did not record a target for the first time this season during his poor showing for the Saints offense. The 26-year-old logged a season low of 7 offensive snaps while playing behind Kevin White, Chris Olave, and Jarvis Landry, who returned from his 5-week absence due to an ankle injury. As a result, Smith didn't get a chance to benefit from the absence of Marquez Callaway and could be relegated to a deep reserve role against the Rams next Sunday. He sucks. But they did mention Kevin White. Kevin White. right to you in a second, James. Huh. 7 points against Arizona, huh? Huh. Big play, big play. Number three wide. Let's take a look at that chart. Kevin White's behind Traquan Smith. Ray McLeod is in there. Yeah, we gotta go Ray, dude. Fuck that Kevin White shit. He didn't do shit in there. Ray, you're my fucking six card, Ray. You are my six card to me. Can't you see? Out with Debo. Out with McCaffrey. You know how we're playing this one up. We're rotating it around. And the idea is we have a core group of guys that we're fucking playing up. Backing up on Debo, and we're going high on fucking Ayuk, which means if Debo goes off, we lose. If Ayuk goes off, we win. See how it works? We like Olave. We're fans of Olave. So again, we're going to lose Samuel. We lose McCaffrey. It just kind of keeps on pumping up into this range until we can get high enough to get maybe Samuel in there instead of Ayuk. So we have the balance. See what we got rocking and rolling here? We got some rocking and rolling and whatnot. All sorts of fucking whatnot going on right now. We've read about Mr. Ayuk, so again, we will pull. Who we just pulled? We pulled Samuel, pulled McCaffrey out again. We can't get Samuel close, unfortunately, because the $100, but we can get Olave. And I'm an Olave fan, so what do we got here? What comes up? What comes on the offerings now? We got Juwan Jennings and Rashid Shaheed. Jennings was unable to pull in either of his two targets in Monday's win over the Cardinals. The usually sure-headed Jennings had a rough go of things in Mexico City when he failed to log a catch for the first time this season. The 25-year-old logged his usual share of snaps while serving as San Francisco's third wideout. Jennings isn't much of a fantasy option in his limited role on offense, but he should produce better than Monday's dud when the Niners take on the Saints on Sunday. Well, that's encouraging. Rashid Shaheed hauled in one of two targets at 8 yards during Sunday's victory over the Rams. Rashid's primary value continues to come on special teams as he ran back 4 punts for a season-high 40 yards. After putting up 2 touchdowns and 97 total yards on his first 2 touches of the season, the 24-year-old has come back down to earth with 2 receptions on 3 targets and 20 yards over the past 3 weeks. While Shaheed did play a season-high 28 offensive snaps, his production will be capped now that New Orleans receiving corps is back to full health outside of Michael Thomas. My ass. I watched that fucking guy run a crazy play. He's my guy. He's my 6th card. Rashid Shaheed. All right, 10-5. Still not enough to get rid of more than just Samuel. So again, we'll lose Kamara or McCaffrey. We're going to lose Kamara. Fuck Kamara. Then we're going to take Chris Olave and Ray motherfucking McLeod. We're big Chris Olave fans. All right, Ingram. Looks like he ain't playing. So we're going to back his ass up. Back there. Who we got here? This is Rashid Shaheed, who would be the captain here, just for the sake of it. I believe it would be Juwan Jennings. Well, good for you, Juwan. It's nice to aspire to be. All right, 93 here. So now, Taysom Hill tallied 9 rushes for 52 yards and reeled in his only target for 8 yards during Sunday's win over the Rams. He also completed 1 of 3 passes for 14 yards. Hill returned to form, coming off his least 2 productive outings of the season. After totaling just 2 touches for 7 yards since Week 8, the 32-year-old finished with a team high in rushing yards ahead of running back Alvin Kamara in Week 11. Hill also secured his 5th catch of the season as quarterback Andy Dalton, whose starting job has come under much scrutiny recently, went 21 of 25 for passing for 260 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Rams. The versatile Hill looked to pace on exactly 1/4 of 16 snaps out of his shotgun, although he was sacked on just his 2nd drop back of the first quarter. Hill's production should continue to benefit if the Saints can stack up another solid offensive performance against the Niners in Week 12. That's my boy. I'm going to pull Samuel. Replace him with Ray Ray. Ali Kamara gets to stay. Niners D. All right, rock and roll. Now we're going to trade out, though. We're going to trade out Samuel for Ayuk. And we'll trade out Kamara for Gould. Bang. Although, probably going to pull Dalton out of that. Yeah, let's pull Dalton. Oh, what did I just fucking do here? NBA 2K. This is the 49ers. That's a night game. Oh, you fucking cunt. Right, come on, just so here we go, Niners. Let's pull Dalton out, 'cause that's stupid. Olave. Definitely Olave. Although, Dalton's got to throw all over the place. No, Olave's my guy. Boom. All right, good. Now I'm fixed. Now I'm happy. Jarvis fucking Landry. Doesn't have an injury designation for Sunday's game in San Fran. Landry will suit up for a third straight game after missing weeks 5 through 9 with an ankle injury. Chris Olave is established as the team's number one receiver now, but Landry has an opportunity to solidify himself as the number two option, having caught at least 7 of 10 targets for 70 yards and a touchdown in 2 games since his month-long absence. Played more than half the snaps on offense in both games, and likely will do the same thing Sunday against the Niners. Who can go? We will lose Debo. The 28th coming back here. What do we got? Marquez Callaway. So let's take a look at Troutman. Troutman gathered in all 3 targets for 12 yards during Sunday's victory over the Rams. Troutman once again served as a short yardage checkdown option for quarterback Andy Dalton. The 6'5" tight end also saw his latest snap share of the season after the Saints waived J.P. Holtz and Nick Vannett on Saturday. While Troutman's 40 offensive snaps outpaced number 1 tight end Juwan Johnson, he still logged 1 fewer target. Troutman's production should continue to be limited by his lack of involvement in the downfield passing game. Still, some consistent points. 1 11-point game, 1 6, 7-point game. But is Callaway the better option? Callaway reeled in his only target for 6 yards during Sunday's win versus the Rams. Callaway saw a minimal role with the Saints' resurgent passing game Week 11. The 6'2" wideout did not benefit from quarterback Andy Dalton's best passing stat line of the season, as he was targeted fewer than 3 times for just the second game in his last 7 appearances. Callaway has also tied his lowest number of offensive snaps from this span. After being ruled a healthy scratch with veteran Jarvis Landry back in the lineup, Callaway appears set to play a deep supporting role so long as New Orleans' receiving core remains healthy moving forward. Yeah, Troutman's the way to go there. Troutman. Boom. All right. Elias Mitchell. Rushed the ball 9 times for 59 yards in Monday's win over Arizona. Mitchell led the team in both rushing attempts and yards while averaging an efficient 6.6 yards per attempt. All of those marks are deceiving, however, as Mitchell only had 1 carry at halftime and saw the majority of his work when the game was a blowout and the outcome hardly in question. He remains the insurance to Christian McCaffrey, but Mitchell's volume on a weekly basis will be hard to rely upon. Lose Mr. Samuel with the 34 left. Saints D. Wow. Defense against the captain. I always love to do that. What we got? 12, 15, 31, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 58. Good amount of points this season. Saints D against Mitchell. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Juwan Johnson. Hauled in 3 of 4 targets at 47 yards and 1 touchdown during Sunday's victory over the Rams. Johnson once again played a significant role during his bounce-back performance for the Saints offense, as he tied running back Alvin Kamara for the team's second most receiving yards behind wideout Chris Olave. The tight end also caught an 8-yard touchdown from quarterback Andy Dalton in the second quarter, marking his third straight game with at least 42 receiving yards and one score. Outside of a disappointing two-catch performance against the Raiders in Week 8, Johnson has been a consistent factor in the passing game for the past 5 contests, and he should remain a reliable role next week against San Francisco. Well, rock on. Dropping Debo for Gould. Oh, no. Will Lutz. This is a Saint. Saint receiver, Saint kicker. Robbie Gould has 46 for what? Oh, Juwan Johnson. We want Juwan Johnson. We like Juwan Johnson. Plug that motherfucker's ass in. 51, Will Lutz. Again, we're going to drop Debo. You get Mitchell or Johnson. I like Johnson. Juwan Johnson. That was a nice report. Saints D, of course, we're going to take out Debo. Jarvis Landry over Juwan Johnson. Oof. Landry did some fucking damage last week, right? Yep. He did some damage against the Rams. Put his ass in. Marquez Callaway. I mean, look, if he blows the fuck up, you'd be killing yourself if you didn't have him. We could put in Taysom Hill. Yeah, back him up with Taysom Hill. Maybe they have a trick play. God forbid they have a trick play to get. If Hill hits Callaway, forget about it. You win the fucking tournament. I like that. Troutman at captain. That could be interesting. Giving you George Kittle on the back end? Absolutely. All right. Raheed Shaheed. Again, any of these guys could pop off for some crazy games. You get to fill in Ayuk? Absolutely. And then finally, Juwan Jennings. And I don't know if I'm feeling Juwan Jennings. So we're going to slaughter stack this. This is going to be a slaughter stack. Jimmy G at the captain. Christian McCaffrey. And we'll give you Ayuk. Debo. And George fucking Kittle. We can't do it all, so we're going to take out Debo. Put in the Niners D. And the money they got left. So if we took Gould instead of the Niners D, can I get Juwan Johnson? I can. Oh, I get Landry. I even like that even better. Slaughter stack, baby. Slaughter stack. Oosh. Bosh. Just a hey little bish. Rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. May fate and fate decide you're fortunate if you should win. Blow your damn money on the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. That's it for me. Peace, love, war. All that other shit in between.